Something about die.
It's not like I died.
Just feeling a lot of energy. No, you know what I'm gonna do? Things are hard, I gotta go to school.
We bless you, we greet you, we call you by name. If not on our lips, then in our hearts.
I'm still stumped by that.
They were afraid of me.
But how did they not hear it?
They may have heard it, but they weren't going to talk about it.
This is my personal hell. You know what hell means? Flames. You know what flames mean? Fire. You know what fire means? Burp, burp, burp.
Dude!
I heard the sound like the edge. You hear it out of
Yeah! It was like a woman right here. Like I saw her face and everything, but for a split second. Holy shit!
I don't know what.
Who was that?
This is just nuts. Dave.
Is Rena still in here?
No.
This is so amazing.
That's the drawers on this side. I do believe.
Here, we can slide this out a little bit. I think, well, I mean, we'll end up moving it anyway.
Absolutely, but
I'll let you get it if you know where it is. Aha! Oh my god.
that's so cool.
Oh, this is amazing.
This is the pendulum box itself that has the confirmations.
Oh my god, this is too cool. I'm not sure if I want to actually connect this or still just keep it in my hands. I think I'll actually hang on to it.
Candles off.
That'll connect there. It's big enough. Yeah, I'll just use it manually when we get there. I'm happy that pendulum was actually in the bag. Sometimes it goes on its own adventures.
Mine does quite often.
I used it at the Magical Druid in Clintonville, Ohio one day and put it back in its bag and then drove over to the Fairfield County Infirmary. And I went to use it again that night and it was not in the bag. It was gone. 2 months later, I was at the old Paulding jail in Paulding, Ohio, about 2.5 hours from where I'd gone to use that pendulum last, and I just finished a session using a different pendulum. Someone said to me, "Did you leave your pendulum out?" I'm like, "No, put it in the bag." And they're like, "What's that behind you?" And I turned and looked, and it was the one that had disappeared 2 months earlier from 2.5 hours away.
So mine's took some magical journeys quite a few times.
I looked at what these were, and at this point, barely remember what they were. So at some point, I'm going to just take one and set it to the side, and I'm going to go back to it later. I've also brought out my own deck that I don't entirely know when that's going to come into play. I guess I'll start here. Is there anyone here that wishes to communicate with us? That's my standard movement for yes, with much more emphasis toward yes. And now, the energy increasing. So I'm going to leave this here for now. I don't know what this is going to be, but I'm going to leave that with them. And now I'm going to work here. These first movements you're going to see are me making the movements. This is how I always start. I make these movements to connect my energy to the board to allow whomever is going to be communicating to connect their energy to me and to the board. So right now I am making these movements. Is there anyone here who wishes to communicate with us in this way? I'm going to move just the slightest bit closer. Thank you.
And the candle.
It's a little bit of a long reach, and I'm old. My back hurts. The amount of time it took to achieve that yes answer, the way that it started out so slowly. One, it could be because the texture here is just very different from what spirits might be used to using. Or two, to me that could also mean we've got someone here who's just not used to communicating in this way. Sometimes when I ask that question and it's just a very quick yes, it's like, oh, you've done this before. But this to me could be someone who's not entirely used to doing this way. Are you willing to share your name with us? So they made a circle around the yes. The planchette was already on yes, and now they've circled around back to yes. I would guess that every time the planchette's in that position, whether yes or no, and another yes or no question is asked, they would move that same way. That's the kind of thing I pay attention to, and I start to recognize, oh, I've communicated with you before. It's more or less like when you sign your name. You have your own signature. This to me is like their signature for when they communicate. It's nice when they're agreeable. What is your name? Thank you. It is spelled Will, W-I-L-L. That is not a name that I'm familiar with in regard to this location. That certainly doesn't mean that it's not a name connected to this location, as there's been so many names in and out of here over the building's history. I will ask, is there anyone in the room who's familiar with that name or has gotten that name in this location before? Okay, that's no problem. Will, do you live here? Yes. So if you notice how I asked that question, I asked it in the present tense. I always do that. Because what if they're not entirely aware of the way things are or what may have happened to them? They don't need to find that out because I carelessly asked a question. So that's why I worded that in a present tense. Do you live here? And the answer is yes. Will, would you be able to spell out for us how old you are? He likes those big circles. He did that over here too when he spelled his name. He did the big circle around the L. He spelled out 10. Will, by any chance, was that you in the room with us a little while ago, drawing pictures? Yes. Will, is this normally the building you're in? there's a little ridge there and it got stuck, but I want him to do it. There we go. No, this is not the building he's normally in. So that to me says that he's normally over on the Civil War side. Well, are you here with your mother? Is she in the room with you right now? No. Did you decide to sneak off on an adventure by yourself? Yes. What's your mother's name? He likes his big circles. He spelled out Anne. Is that a name anybody's connected to here before? That's not a name I've connected to either. I don't feel that there's anything he really needs to have done. I feel that there's a great sense of curiosity around him. And that's probably why he wanders over to the side. I get the feeling that even when people come here for private investigations, they don't connect to him very often. He just hangs out in the corner. I think he likes to watch. I am okay with anybody else that wants to ask a question, asking a question. But when I said how I asked that question, do you live here? How I worded that the way I did, there's just certain things we don't put out there, if you know what I mean. So if anybody has a question for him, go ahead, you can ask it out loud.
Do you have any siblings?
Yes.
How many siblings do you have?
There's no numbers here if you could spell that out. One.
Have you ever done anything like this before, using this type of communication?
Yes.
Questions?
Is your sibling a boy or a girl?
He's like gaining speed as he goes. He's gaining confidence. That's the word I'm going to use. Girl.
Does your girl stay here with you?
No.
Does she say on the Civil War side? I guess I should ask just that question. I'm ask multiple questions at a time.
It's alright, we'll go with that. No.
So if I got a yes, I got a conflicting answer.
I have a gut feeling here about what might be happening. I don't feel like he's fully aware of the plane he's in right now. But I feel like before that happened, something happened to his sister. And he was aware of that. My gut is saying that whatever may have happened to his sister was before he and his mother came here. I could be way off, but that's just where my gut's going with that. Why he says she's not here. And in case that's something that's painful, I don't necessarily want to poke at it.
Candles on.
So maybe I wasn't too far off there.
Yeah, no, I think you're spot on.
Anybody else have any questions they'd like to ask him?
Do you have a favorite snack?
Yes.
What is it?
I love how he does the double circle around a letter. That's so cool. Cherries. That was
Good choice.
probably one of the farthest things from my mind. Anything. I mean, of course, I have to remember the era he may have been
Yeah.
in. So, I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be like Pop-Tarts or anything. Somehow that just seemed really far from my mind in the moment. That was kind of cool.
Did you like drawing for us over here on the table earlier with Christopher? Okay, well, you didn't have to do that on that one. I guess we got
Oh,
confirmation.
we're moving.
Oh, we're moving. All right. Double confirmation.
Pretty cool.
So sorry.
Okay, I'm going to dive in on this. What was the first picture you drew for us?
Thank you. Yes, we need to ask
Right?
that because we've been trying to figure it out. I'll make sure we're right. Candles off.
You still have the first picture?
I recorded it on my camera.
It's dry erase.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice to get confirmation.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Fish.
Dude, that's what we were saying.
That's
Wow,
what we
that's
thought.
crazy.
Okay, and the other reason I started laughing, he got stuck on the textured part again, and he actually took it up and over the textured part and came back down. It felt to me like he figured it out.
Oh, okay.
That was really cool.
Yeah. So what was the second picture you drew, since we're on a roll here with the fish?
Oh.
Or if it's what we're all thinking it was.
It was a ghost.
But was it with dowsing rods? That was what we were trying to figure out. He probably said, what the heck's dowsing rods?
No.
Okay, so he was not playing with dowsing rods. Maybe it's just his arms out or something, I wonder. Was it just your arms you were drawing out for the ghost?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe it was like a sleepwalking ghost or something.
Okay, so what was the third and final picture you drew for us? What was that supposed to be? We had mixed reviews on that one, so.
Oh. A cup.
We were all wrong. Okay, well, it's got to have the right answer.
But it was.
But it had the loop thing. It just, it was a, yeah.
Bringing me a cup of coffee.
Hey, there you go. If you could bring you popcorn and coffee, you'd be set.
Is that what you were doing? Were you bringing me a cup of coffee? Never mind. He was not bringing me a cup of coffee.
That's pretty interesting.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell us? Yes. Okay. What is it you'd like to say? Oh, he was going before I even finished.
I'm gonna wait on you.
Oh, now he's quick. He spelled hide. H-I-D-E.
That's my thumb.
Are you telling us to hide? I know where this is going. It's exactly where my mind is going. Are you saying you want to play hide and seek?
There's this massive giant circle.
He wants to play hide and seek. That just so happens to be one of my specialties. So I think when we are done, we'll go play hide and seek.
Fair enough.
Will, would you like that if we played hide and seek with you and we're done? Alright, I promise you we will play with you when we're done in here, okay? If it's alright with you, I'd like to give one more person a chance to talk. Is that okay? Alright, thank you. So I am bringing this down to goodbye just as a close. I'm going to shake out my hands because he really had some pressure on my fingers. And I'll try one more time and see if anybody else. I pulled one of the 4 that you had here to this side, and don't entirely know why I did that, but I'm feeling drawn to look at it now, and I'll take that as a confirmation that I'm supposed to look at it now. It's the moon. Personally, the moon is always one of my favorite cards. I like that the moon always carries with it an air of mystery. Yes, it does light things up, but only so much. There's only so much you can see. It leads me down a road of the difference between staring into the light or staring into the darkness. What happens when you stare into the light? You're blinded. You can't see anything. What happens when you stare into the dark? Your eyes adjust. And gradually you can see more and more. So to me, the reference of the moon here, it's about deliberately looking into and following the shadows.
Like hide and seek.
Kind of. It can be like hide and seek. Or it can be those corners that people tend to shy away from. You know, I think in every place like this, there's just those places that people don't tend to gravitate to for whatever reason. Whether they just don't feel right, the energy is a little off-putting, or maybe they just don't think there's anything there. And I think those are the places that need the most attention. I don't think that's got anything to do with what we just experienced with Will. I don't think that's got anything to do with what we're about to experience as I try for one more connection. I guess that was just my random moment for the night. Thank you for listening to my talk. This is me doing this again, re-establishing connection. It almost feels like we've got a line waiting. Like if I stayed here all night, they'd
Yeah,
just keep
candle
going.
one. Candle this one on.
Well, unfortunately, I won't be able to do that because I promised somebody that I was going to play hide and seek. And I will not break a promise. Is there anyone here other than Will who would also like a chance to speak with us this way? That was very quick, very deliberate. There was no hesitation. This is absolutely somebody that's communicated this way before. Are you willing to share your name with us? Gives a big circle again.
Mm-hmm.
Is this Will? Are you sure? Yes. Children are sometimes feral, I had to ask. Okay, what is your name? Mary. That is very much a name I associate with this building. Is this the Mary from down in the superintendent's quarters? Yes. So, Otis had been a superintendent here, and his wife Mary was here. From everything we know, he was an absolutely horrible person. And the first time I came here, they brought me into that space and asked me what I felt. And I said some things, mostly about what she may have been feeling during her time here. And I also, I feel like she has enough awareness of what happened to her that I can speak a little bit more freely than I could with Will. I also said some very specific things about, well, the last moments she was here.
So these were the rooms of Otis and Mary Neal. All the superintendents lived in these rooms.
Okay, so this first room would be his room.
Yes.
And then hers.
Yes.
Okay, she's in here. This is where she is with this. What have I done? She's pacing, she's wringing her hands. I know that what have I done relates to marrying him, bringing kids into the world with him. And as for, I've got to get out, the only way out, she goes straight through. She goes into this room. Furniture's been moved in here.
Probably.
This isn't how it was. She came over here. She came over here and she got a gun from over here. She's got it in her hand. She turns around. She's holding it. She's holding it here. She comes over to the bed. I can't tell if she's saying something. It's like she leans over him. She says something. It's like it's whispered. Is she touching him? I don't know that she said anything. She just leaned down. She comes in here. It's the only way out. She walked in this room with the intention of killing herself. It didn't happen that way. She stopped by the bed, leaned against it, she took a deep breath, she just let out this sigh. And then she heard something in the doorway, and she looked, and he was standing behind her. She had the gun, and for just a second she thought, maybe it's not the only way out. And I can see her turn it on him. Slowly, she's hesitating, and she's even thinking to herself, I can't believe I'm doing this. He's laughing at her. He's laughing at her. He's taunting her. He takes a step forward. It's just enough for her to back up. She goes off balance. He puts his hand on hers. Just enough to take the gun away from her. And before he does it, he looks her right in the eyes. It was not a suicide. There's no way it was a suicide.
Now he's not gonna like you either.
He looked her in the eyes just before, right here
Do you
in
think?
her face.
You think maybe she was pregnant?
Going back to the way she was pacing around in that room, how can I do this? How can I bring children in this world?
The daughter that was here with them was her stepchild. So I wonder if maybe she was pregnant and she was like, I can't have a kid with him the way he treats us.
Or look what he's done to his other daughter.
I mean,
Yeah.
She got her way out no matter what. That
Right.
wasn't what she envisioned. She absolutely did not kill herself. I can see him looking into her eyes before. Oh, there was this moment. She was just startled by the whole thing because it was not going the way she thought it would. But there was this moment right before he did it when he was looking at her where I can just see her like standing up a little taller, lifting her head, pulling her shoulders back, almost challenging him. She knew that was her way out.
Like she couldn't do it herself, so she made him do it.
He was going to do it anyway. But her looking at him that way, she was going to show him something other than fear for just 1 second before it happened.
Makes sense.
Because that fear would have been something he would have gotten a satisfaction out of.
Yeah.
And she was not going to give him that. Even if for just 1 second she could have that power to take that little piece of the enjoyment away from him. Last night we did a session in her room. And I noticed that her energy was very different. She seemed stronger, not just in the sense of being able to communicate, but she seemed less intimidated by him. It seemed to me like she's stepped into her power. So I feel like when I came in and spoke out loud, those things that I felt happen to her, maybe in putting some things out there that might not have been known originally, it took away a little bit of his power.
Candles on.
Mm-hmm. Is that you lighting up the candle, Mary? Now we had a straight down and up over the yes instead of the circle. I think when we got that circle, Will may have hijacked the board for a moment. Mary, is what I'm saying right? Do you feel more empowered than when I first met you? Yes. Are you now able to stand up to him finally? Yes. That makes me very happy. Is there anything I want to ask this question, and I just feel like there's going to be something that comes from this that's going to, I feel like this is going to be pretty emotional.
Yep.
Mary, is there anything you would like to say to the people here? Yes. Okay. What is it, Mary? This is getting so long, I hope I can remember it. It's so long, I'm getting extremely warm just due to the amount of energy she's needing. Is that something you're saying because you feel if that's something you would have, I'm gonna cry. Do you feel like that's something if you would have done, things would have turned out differently for you? One thing I never connected to with her, I think she had a very low self-esteem. And I think that's part of...
Candles on.
What's that?
Candles on.
I think that's part of what allowed her to keep herself in the situation she was in. She spelled out love yourselves. Oh. Have you learned that now, Mary? Are you able to do that? Yes. Mary, is there anything else that you'd like to share right now? No. All right. Thank you, Mary. Well, that couldn't have been more different from the last one.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let me reflect here on everything I was. Oh, my leg's asleep.
Uh-oh.
Ah.
I wouldn't have made it that long.
Oh. All right, let me reflect on what I was saying here about looking in the shadows. Now I wonder how much time she's had to examine her own shadow and to come to terms with herself and who she was, and to reflect over the things that she just didn't get to do then. It seems she's been able to do them now. I think there's hope in that. So I think that's what I'm going to carry away from this tonight.